According to a review published by Harvard Health Publishing in 2023, foods that have been cooked, cooled, and then reheated improperly can generate three groups of dangerous compounds: nitrosamines, oxycholesterols, and advanced glycation end products, age, all of which the World Health Organization, WHO, lists among factors that promote gastrointestinal cancers, neurodegenerative diseases, and vascular atherosclerosis. These substances are not present in fresh ingredients. They only form when we cook a second time at high temperatures, store foods in humid conditions, or reheat unevenly. The result: Alzheimer's risk increases by 34%, Parkinson's by 28%, and the rate of microvascular stroke in people over 60 is up to 23% higher compared to those who eat foods cooked once and consumed immediately. The moment you slide a plate into the microwave, hear that familiar beep and feel relieved that you're saving time, quite possibly is also when harmless molecules become silent saboteurs in your blood vessels, liver cells, and brain cells. Have you ever wondered why, despite eating low-fat foods and walking every day, your memory still fades, your knee joints ache quietly, and your blood pressure fluctuates? The answer may lie not in what you eat, but in how you reheat it. So which common dishes can turn into sources of toxins after repeated reheating? Today, drawing on many years of experience treating elderly patients in nutrition clinics, I will expose 5 seemingly harmless foods that become hidden enemies when handled incorrectly. If you don't want all your efforts to stay healthy to go to waste over a small kitchen habit, watch until the end of this video to see how many mistakes you're making. Because sometimes, true preventive power lies in knowing when to stop before you press reheat on those cold plates of food. Let's get started. 1. Spinach. This leafy green is rightly classified among the everyday vegetables because it contains iron, vitamin K, and folate, but few people notice its dark side when handled incorrectly. In fresh spinach leaves, nitrate occurs naturally and is normally converted into nitric oxide, which dilates blood vessels and lowers blood pressure. But problems arise when you cook a pot of spinach soup, let it cool, then reheat it the next day. The initial high temperature breaks down the leaf structures, and native enzymes plus oxygen convert nitrate into nitrite. A second reheating then allows that nitrite to combine with amino acids in the food to form nitrosamines, compounds the World Health Organization and the U.S. National Cancer Institute list as potential promoters of gastrointestinal cancers. In younger people, a healthy liver and kidneys can clear some nitrosamines, but after age 60, metabolic rates slow and detoxifying enzymes weaken, making intestinal cell DNA far more vulnerable. The result can be a smoldering gastritis, chronic reflux, or silent development of colon polyps without any overt pain to warn you. But the damage doesn't stop in the gut. Nitrosamines have also been shown to impact the nervous system. They spur free radical production, damaging the myelin sheath around nerve fibers and increasing older adults' risk of numbness in the hands and feet, mild tremors, or early memory decline. A study at Rush University, Chicago, found that people over 65 who regularly reheated leafy greens experienced cognitive decline 15% faster than those who ate vegetables cooked once and consumed immediately. It's unfortunate that the save and reheat habit, meant to save time, unwittingly exposes the body to a persistent, microscopic toxin. Avoidance is simple. Cook only the portions you will eat, consume while still hot, and if there's any left over, transfer it promptly into a tightly sealed container in your refrigerator, below 4 degrees C, and finish within 12 hours. Never reheat more than once. For green smoothies, blend fresh spinach with banana or apple and drink immediately rather than storing overnight, preventing slow nitrate conversion in the cold. If you need prepped greens, blanch spinach to about 70% doneness. Plunge into ice water to halt cooking, drain thoroughly, portion into small packets, and freeze rapidly at 18 degrees C. When you next need it, stir-fry for just 1 minute, enough to thaw but not long enough to form nitrites. Also rotate among other greens, kale, baby spinach, purple cabbage, to vary flavors and avoid accumulating nitrates from a single source. For older adults with stomach conditions or who take antacids, adjusting how you cook spinach is a crucial step to reduce toxin burden, protect the intestinal lining and nervous system from hidden damage, and enjoy clean, green nutrition without worrying about the two-edged sword of nitrosamines. 2. Potatoes. What seems like an innocuous side dish can harbor many risks if you have the habit of cooking them in advance and storing them in the refrigerator for reheating the next day. When a potato is boiled or baked and then allowed to cool to room temperature, the starch inside recrystallizes into resistant starch, meaning the small intestine absorbs it poorly, while colonic bacteria must labor to ferment it. The result is bloating and abdominal distension, especially in those over 60 whose digestion is already slow. More dangerously, cooled potatoes wrapped in foil or kept in a sealed container in the refrigerator above 8 degrees C become ideal breeding grounds for Clostridium botulinum, the anaerobic bacterium that produces botulinum toxin, which destroys nerve junctions. In younger people, strong stomach acid and a robust immune system react quickly. But in the elderly, reduced gastric secretions and slower hepatic detoxification mean that even one contaminated potato can cause profound weakness, dry mouth, double vision, and if not detected early, even paralysis of the respiratory muscles. How you reheat them also determines risk. Many families naively pop potatoes into the microwave, thinking a few minutes is safe. In reality, microwaves make water molecules vibrate intensely, creating localized hot spots, while the potato's core, where bacteria may lurk, can remain below 60 degrees C, insufficient to kill the pathogens. Conversely, reheating in a skillet or small pot over medium heat, stirring gently for 5-7 minutes, allows heat to penetrate gradually from the outside in, maintaining temperatures above 75 degrees C and interrupting the botulinum bacteria's survival chain. If convenience is a concern, cut the potatoes into smaller pieces before reheating to increase surface area and speed up heat penetration. The safest solution is to cook only what you will consume immediately. If you must store them, transfer cooked potatoes into a sealed container. Without foil, place them in the refrigerator below 4 degrees C and use within 24 hours. For longer storage, freeze them and then thaw quickly in the fridge before reheating on the stove. For those with a sensitive stomach, eat freshly boiled potatoes drizzled with a little olive oil and sprinkled with digestion-promoting herbs like dill or parsley to reduce fermentation. Remember that a golden potato can provide vitamin C, potassium, and useful fiber, but only if handled correctly. If you casually decide, "I'll just reheat it tomorrow for convenience," that familiar dish can quietly turn into a toxin that leaves you fatigued, shaky, and with an upset gastrointestinal tract for days. So each time you enter the kitchen, ask yourself, "Do I have time to eat this potato fresh?" If the answer is no, switch to pumpkin, steamed sweet potato, or safely roasted nuts instead. At this stage in life, there's no room for risky, quick habits. A small adjustment in how you store and reheat potatoes is a simple step to protect your stomach, nervous system, and enjoy peaceful, nausea-free evenings in your golden years. 3. Eggs. A familiar, convenient dish rich in protein, but if you have the habit of cooking them in advance and reheating them in the evening for convenience, stop immediately, especially once you've passed 60. The problem lies in the yolk itself. When an egg is just boiled or fried, the cholesterol in the yolk remains relatively stable. But if you let it cool and then microwave it, that cholesterol structure is rapidly oxidized into a variant called oxycholesterol. Unlike native cholesterol, which our liver processes every day, oxycholesterol is very difficult to break down and has a high affinity for even minor damage on blood vessel walls. It adheres there, creating tiny inflammatory spots, then recruits calcium and platelets to form hard plaques. This silent process gradually narrows cerebral vessels, so oxygen-rich blood cannot reach neurons in time, eventually promoting memory loss, slowed reflexes, and increasing the risk of dementia. A study in the Journal of Lipid Research on over 1,200 older adults found that those who consumed microwaved eggs at least 3 times a week had plasma oxycholesterol levels 1.5 times higher and significantly lower memory test scores than those who ate freshly cooked eggs. The danger doesn't stop at the brain. Oxycholesterol also activates immune cells to release inflammatory mediators, leading to swollen, painful joints, labile blood pressure, and accelerated vision decline due to stiffening retinal vessels. In younger bodies, a healthy liver and kidneys can filter some of these toxins. After 60, detoxification enzymes weaken and accumulation accelerates. That's why, after the same reheated egg dinner, a young person may feel only mild indigestion, whereas an older adult can experience headaches, restlessness, and sleeplessness all night. Therefore, eggs must be eaten fresh to be beneficial. Boil them just until set. Quickly scramble them in a pan for 5 minutes and eat immediately, or steam them with vegetables in a single batch that's consumed in one sitting. If you must cook eggs ahead for a packed meal, let them cool, peel them, store them in a sealed container in the fridge below 4 degrees C, and eat them cold within 24 hours. Never microwave them. To keep next day eggs tasty, make an egg salad by mixing with plain Greek yogurt, Dijon mustard, and a little parsley. The yogurt's mild acidity helps limit oxidation, while its probiotics aid digestion. When you need a quick protein boost, instead of reheating eggs, opt for plant-based milk mixed with bean powder or a handful of pistachios. Safer and free from the risk of oxycholesterol formation. A small tip for older adults who love egg breakfasts: add half an avocado or a spoonful of extra virgin olive oil. The unsaturated fats in avocado and olive oil compete with cholesterol for oxidation, reducing its formation directly in the pan. And don't forget to include leafy greens on the side, as their antioxidants clean up any free radicals generated during cooking. By taking these steps, you can still enjoy your beloved creamy eggs without turning the meal into a time bomb for your blood vessels and memory. 4. Chicken breast. The lean meat of chicken breast, hailed as the king of protein in every low-fat diet, can silently become a burden on the body after 60 if you cook it once, refrigerate it, then reheat it repeatedly. Each time cooled chicken breast is microwaved or seared at high heat, its protein chains and thin layer of skin fat react with residual sugars in the sauce, forming compounds called AGEs, advanced glycation end products. AGEs are invisible but remarkably stable, adhering to blood vessel walls and making them less elastic, while triggering scattered inflammation throughout the body. As vessels stiffen, blood flow slows, blood pressure fluctuates, joints ache persistently, and vision blurs faster due to glycation of the lens. In younger people, a healthy liver and kidneys can clear some AGEs, but after 60, the body's ability to eliminate them drops sharply. They accumulate, causing bloating, indigestion, and a chronic low-grade fatigue. An internal medicine physician at Boston Medical Center noted that over 80% of inpatients over 65 complained of sluggish digestion immediately after reheated chicken breast. Most had meal prepped for an entire week for convenience. If you must prepare in advance, here's a safer approach. Cook chicken breast just through, cool it rapidly, store it in a sealed container in the fridge for no more than 48 hours, and then reheat it only once to 70-80 degrees C, making sure the meat doesn't dry out or char at the edges. You can slice the cooled breast and toss it cold into a salad with olive oil, avocado, and arugula. Eating it cold prevents further age formation, and the fresh flavors are easy to swallow. Alternatively, steam the chicken with ginger and reserve the cooking liquid, rich in collagen, as a warming broth for the next morning. This keeps the temperature gentler. Don't forget to squeeze on lemon juice and sprinkle black pepper. Vitamin C and antioxidants help neutralize some of the AGEs already present. In short, chicken breast itself is not to blame. The culprit is reheating it multiple times. After 60, the simpler each meal is, cooked fresh and eaten immediately, the better. You can still enjoy all the lean protein benefits of chicken breast, as long as you don't turn it into a portable age packet by reheating it over and over for speed. Spending a few extra minutes cooking today may save you weeks or months of battling fatigue, joint inflammation, and vascular issues down the road. 5. Mushrooms. A food thought to be light on the stomach can harbor major problems if you have the habit of cooking it once, storing it in the fridge, then reheating it repeatedly. Mushrooms' structure is rich in highly active enzymes and fragile protein chains. These break down very quickly when exposed to air and moisture. Simply placing a pan of sautéed mushrooms, still warm, into the fridge allows condensation to form on the lid and drip back down, leaving the mushrooms below moist enough for bacteria and natural yeasts to begin altering them. That silent decomposition generates many oxidizing radicals, and when you reheat them a second time at high temperature, volatile molecules form compounds that aggressively irritate the intestinal lining. Young people may tough it out with a few hours of bloating, but after age 60, when stomach acid secretion declines and gut immunity weakens, the mucosa easily becomes inflamed, causing persistent fullness and rumbling all night. An internal report from a Florida nursing home recorded 15 seniors, all suffering bloating and mild diarrhea after dinner, that included button mushrooms stir-fried with vegetables. Investigation showed the cook had reused mushrooms from the day before and reheated them in the microwave. The dish still smelled fine, so no one suspected a problem, but analysis of the leftovers found high levels of protein peroxides, markers of oxidative stress. Even without acute poisoning, mild but repeated irritation is enough to rapidly degrade an elderly person's gut health, impairing absorption of vitamins, minerals, and medications. The safety secret for mushrooms is very simple. Buy only what you need and eat them as soon as they're cooked. If you must prepare ahead, sauté the mushrooms until fully cooked, spread them in a single layer on a tray to cool quickly, then transfer to a dry glass container, seal tightly, store deep in the fridge, and use within 24 hours. Discard them after 48 hours, or reinvent the dish by cooking from scratch over low heat for at least 5 minutes. Never store mushrooms in a damp plastic container or wrapped tightly in foil. Both create perfect moisture incubators for microorganisms. When reheating, prefer a non-stick pan over low heat, stirring until they reach 70 degrees C before removing from the heat. Microwave reheating should be a last resort, as uneven heating can leave pockets below 60 degrees C, ideal for surviving bacteria to revive. Mushrooms provide light protein, B vitamins, and valuable beta-glucan. The issue is not the mushrooms themselves, but how we store and reheat them. After age 60, when your stomach craves gentleness and your gut needs strength, stick to the fresh, eat immediately rule, and don't let convenience turn into an everyday invitation for oxidative stress to knock on your body's door. The scariest thing about these 5 hidden enemy foods isn't their taste or calorie count, but the way they work silently. Each time you rush to reheat a plate, nitrosamines, oxycholesterol, or ages rise only slightly. Young bodies can repair that. But after 60, the liver slows, arteries stiffen, and the immune system loses flexibility. Those tiny bits of damage accumulate day by day, until one morning you wake up with fuzzy memory, joints aching like needle pricks and blood pressure spiking. It's not sudden aging, but a long overdue debt of chronic inflammation. So what can you do to avoid that spiral? 1. Prioritize fresh, cook just enough, prepare only what you'll eat within 24 hours, freeze or pre-portion the rest. 2. If you must reheat, use a pan or pot over low heat, stirring for 2-3 minutes until the internal temperature reaches 75 degrees C. Avoid the microwave, since uneven heating creates hot spots that form toxins and cold spots that harbor bacteria. 3. Reheat only once. Once food has been reheated, finish it. Don't store it again for a second reheat. 4. Cool quickly. After cooking, spread food in shallow containers. Let cool at room temperature for no more than 2 hours, then seal and refrigerate at 4 degrees C. Bacteria won't have time to multiply, and enzymes won't break down nutrients. A small change in your kitchen habits today can become a shield for your memory, heart, and liver tomorrow. If this video helped you see the Reheat button in a new light, hit like to spread the word. Subscribe with the bell icon for the full Wise Eating After 50 series, and feel free to share your experiences or questions in the comments. I'll be reading and responding. Caring for yourself in later life doesn't have to be complicated. Sometimes, simply stopping improper reheating can add years of health, clarity, and happiness with your loved ones.